Hey guys, Pete Sanctions here. Respect the quarantine beard. And I figured before the obligatory migraine sets in, I would get this out of the way right away. Recently, I went ahead and purchased another set of trading cards. This time, rather than going old school once again, because I know there's a factory box of the 1995 WWF Action Packed series on eBay. I'm going to wait a little while before I pull the trigger on that, even though I do have my eye on it. But today, I have a blaster box of the brand new WWE Wrestlemania trading card series from Topps for 2020. It's been advertised as the Road to WrestleMania card series, but I think this was made in anticipation of the event. But it is a blaster box, untampered with, out of the shrink wrap, compared to my last video where the blaster box had been opened or tampered with and someone had fished out the pack with the Relic card in it and replaced it with a regular pack. So, a bunch of savages in this town, but what can you do? But I was able to redeem myself with the Money in the Bank collector's briefcase tin that I opened last year on the channel, and now I have a brand new blaster box with a guaranteed Relic card, as well as boasting 10 packs plus one Relic and 4 exclusive WWE Hall of Fame tribute cards. And then there's a sweepstakes notice at the bottom left hand corner there. Look for a chance to win a deluxe WWE Championship replica title belt. And anybody who's been to live events, TV, pay-per-views, and anyone who's ever had the lucky opportunity to attend Access during the pay-per-views or WrestleMania, the replica belts are a hot item. Like when I was at Access in Texas for WrestleMania 32, there was just a line all the way around just for replica belts in general. People do pay the big bucks to emulate their favorite WWE superstars and divas, or women wrestlers, sorry about that. And not just that, but charitable events, sports teams, patients in hospitals, like they all want that prized piece of memorabilia and merchandise just to commemorate either their favorite superstar, or they just want it for their collection, their collectors themselves, or they want to commemorate a certain thing. Like I know that when a certain sports team in their particular discipline wins a big championship, the Stanley Cup, the Super Bowl, football or soccer teams, or football to those viewers from the United Kingdom on my channel, which I hope I do have some, as I have an affinity for the British wrestling scene and British wrestling fans. But those football clubs, when they win a big title, Triple H usually makes them a custom championship belt and sends it over to them. I do know that when Jersey All Pro Wrestling promoter Fat Frank Iadivia, don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but when he passed away, WWE referee Sean Bennett, who was a prolific referee on the East Coast independent scene before he got signed, he was on invitation. WWE sent him over to do that benefit show, and they made a title belt specifically for Fat Frank and those guys that came over from the East Coast and the JPW scene. JPW alumni who are now huge stars in WWE. I'm talking about Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder, Sean Bennett, not to mention Bandito, Bandito Jr. I believe that is WWE referee Danilo, Danillo. He wrestled on the East Coast or JPW as Bandito Jr., and he was one of those guys, much like Drake Wirtz, who was a huge star in the independents, and WWE saw that they could contribute more to the referee aspect of things, much like Drake Younger, who now referees in NXT under his real name, Drake Wirtz. Let's see, who else? D.A. Brewer, I believe he was a former independent wrestler. And then another recent signee, Aja Pereira. And then someone else before her who was a huge name on their particular independent circuit but is now refereeing. And Bandito Jr. is certainly one of them. But back to my original point, I know I'm rambling, but those Title belts are a prized possession, and I'm actually going to take a look at the sweepstake entry when I bust this bad boy open right now. And before I do that, I know you're in litigious anticipation of this, but I figured during these uncertain times with the current situation and current circumstances that to try to make some extra income for myself, because I'm kind of in between jobs or just starting a new job here after being laid off for my previous job after 12 years of service. I would try to find a way to make some extra income for myself, and that is why I will be soon starting a Patreon. You can support me, Pete Sanctions, and my various stand-up comedy, pro wrestling, and other endeavors through my Patreon. It's kind of going to be slow going at this point. I still have to figure out the logistics of all that in terms of what I want to do with it. And there aren't going to be any kind of lofty goals to start out with, but you can definitely support me on the Patreon. I believe the first tier and only tier I'll be working with at the moment will just be $5 a month. For the cost of a cup of coffee, you will be able to get things like these trading card opening and pack breaks and box break videos, wrestling figure reviews, wrestling figure openings that I do here, and I do have some stuff that have yet to open, but I'm definitely gonna use that for my Patreon content. I will also be starting a Twitch account to live stream video game playthroughs and pinball playthroughs and all that. That's kind of a ways away from now. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with that in terms of purchasing the necessary gear and the necessary hardware to do that. But there will be tons of opportunities to support me in my endeavors and to also create and share this content. And I'll also be doing more music covers, hopefully, and just tons of stuff for you guys to be able to support me. And I've decided that each patron, regardless of what tier you sign up for or when you sign up, they will receive a free Pete Sanctions trading card. I do not have any with me right now, but when I get the Patreon up and running, you guys will be one of the first platforms to know about it, and I will give you all that information in due time. So it's coming soon. The Patreon, or the Patreon for Pete Sanctions, coming soon. But enough talk. Let's get right into this blaster box opening for the WWE Wrestlemania 2020 trading card set from Topps. There's supposed to be 10 packs, 1 Relic, and the exclusive Hall of Fame cards. And if you have watched my other box break and pack break videos in the past, I do like to have one pack saved and taped to one of my binders as sort of a memento. So I'm going to do that with this first pack. There's Kofi on the front of the pack, and I just got to find my scissors. And while I'm doing that, once again, like, share, and subscribe. Like this video, share this video across your platforms, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And again, let me know in the comments below, what do you want to see? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? Give me your thoughts on the current situation and what you're doing to cope, what you're doing to cope with the isolation aspect, and how are you helping out those in need during this time. Not only that, but what wrestling are you watching? What wrestling podcasts are you listening to? What are you using to pass the time wrestling-wise? Is your local independent promotion running the empty arena shows or the Patreon-only shows like my promotion, Magna Pro, is doing? Let me know how it's going for you in the comment section below. All right, I've got pack number 1 opening, and our first card for pack number 1 is Daniel Bryan. And this looks to be a subset, SmackDown Live subset, WWE Champion, the new Daniel Bryan defeating Kevin Owens and Mustafa Ali on SmackDown for the SmackDown Live subset. Pretty cool design. And it looks like the design on these cards is the wrestler's information or the moment description. And then the subset logo, the Topps logo and WWE logo. And on the back, keeping with the pirate theme, I just noticed. The style of the biographical information is in the style of a treasure map. So I like what they did with the pirate theme this year at WrestleMania. I really enjoyed the intros. And a lot of people are saying, well, if they were doing these closed set shows at the PC, why didn't they have the pirate ship? Why didn't they have the set? Why didn't they kind of go all out with it? And my opinion is that they just did the best with the material they had. They did the best with what they had at the time, and I still enjoyed myself. I still think it was a little strange, a little bittersweet having no fans there, but I certainly enjoyed WrestleMania this year. Next card is Samoa Joe, and it looks like another moment-based card. This particular moment is Samoa Joe defeating Rey Mysterio for the WWE United States Championship, taking place on April 7th of 2019. But that is Samoa Joe. Another moment-based card. Here's another one. Now, this is interesting. Former WWE Tag Team, The Revival, they just were granted their releases a few days ago, I believe, and will be competing on the independent circuit. Most people are saying they're going to AEW straight away, but I don't think so. They might want to test the waters on the indies and see what exactly works for them. This particular moment is The Revival defeating Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins on the 28th of January of last year for Raw. That's the Raw subset, I do believe. Next we have Seth Rollins defeating Shinsuke Nakamura at Survivor Series. And there's again the biographical information on the back. And I have about 37 minutes and 40 seconds of time left on my phone, but I think I'll be able to fit this in the time allotted. Next we have a holographic card, pretty nice looking, and that was Buddy Murphy defeating Cedric Alexander for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship at Super Showdown. I believe that was the show in his hometown of Australia. But yeah, Buddy Murphy, now known as just Murphy. I don't know if that's a nod to the RoboCop fans out there or the fact that Vince just doesn't like first names. But there's Buddy Murphy, a nice holographic card. I'm not sure if you can see the effects or the effects come out very well on the video, but that's Buddy Murphy, another moment-based card. Now we get into the superstar-based cards. This is Drew McIntyre. He recently defeated Brock Lesnar for the WWE Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. I believe it was a good match. For what it was a good match. And still, despite the fact that there were no fans, despite the fact that, it wasn't open to the public, and people say it was bittersweet or diminished, I still think it was a great moment for Drew. And I do have fond memories of when Drew was first released from WWE because he came to Magnum Pro for a Magnum Gets Its Wings show. And you can catch that event on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Magnum Wrestling. Search Magnum Gets Its Wings, the first letter of each word capitalized, and it's all one word. I know it's weird, but that's just how it came out. Hopefully we'll have that fixed for you. And that features Drew McIntyre in a triple threat match against Stevie Richards and Devin Thomas for the Evolve Championship, as well as in the beginning, it was a Magnum Pro Heavyweight Championship match between Drew McIntyre and one of our resident competitors, Devin Thomas. But that is the chosen one, Drew McIntyre. And coincidentally, I'm not sure if you can see that, I've got the new Drew McIntyre shirt on. I took advantage of the recent WWEshop.com sale, buy one, get one for $1 on t-shirts. One of them is the Drew McIntyre Claymore Country shirt. Hold on. Yep. All right, next for the Superstar cards, we have Charlotte Flair. Recently, begrudgingly, she won the NXT Championship from Rhea Ripley. Most people say she doesn't deserve it. Most people say the match should have been longer. But again, wrestling fans will find anything to complain about because people will find anything to complain about. And I don't throw any stones. I find myself in that situation sometimes too, where I tend to complain about more than I probably should have, instead of just being grateful for what I have and just be grateful that they're still wrestling during these times. But there's Charlotte Flair. And the biographical information on the Superstar-based cards are the name, the stats, and the signature moves of the wrestler, and biographical information at the bottom. Great use of the pirate imagery once again. That is pack number 1. And I'm hanging on to that one. And the card with the relic in it is already specially colored, so we're going to save the best for last. Pack number 2, we have Another moment-based card for 205 Live. That's Buddy Murphy defeating Kalisto. That's a moment-based card for 205 Live. Next we have Daniel Bryan defeating Andrade on SmackDown for a moment-based SmackDown subset card. Next, another moment. This time from TLC back in September 16th of 2018. WWE Champion, the new Daniel Bryan defeating AJ Styles. Another group of guys who can always produce quality matches and quality content no matter where, when. They just know each other so well, whether it was on the Indies, whether it was on Ring of Honor, whether it was in WWE. They can produce and it'll always be quality. That's Daniel Bryan defeating AJ Styles. Another moment from December 25th of 2018, Christmas Day. Rusev defeating Shinsuke Nakamura for the United States Championship in the SmackDown subset. Let's see. Ooh, okay, we have another momentary subset, I believe. This is Kane, and it says winningest, if that's a real word, superstar in WrestleMania history, and he has a record of 8 wins on the grandest stage of them all, the Showcase of the Immortals. But that's Kane in a moment-based subset. Next we have Samoa Joe, the standard Superstars card. Next we have Nikki, Naughty Nikki Cross. I believe when she was still crazy. I'm not totally sure about that, but that's a Superstar-based card for Nikki Cross. Just personal opinion, but I liked her a little bit better when she was crazy. It gave more dimension to the character. Not to say that she is not one, if not the most entertaining women's wrestler in the division right now, even when I saw her at Shimmer DVD taping weekend, April of 2014. The first time I ever saw Nikki Storm, who would become Nikki Cross. As I sat there, I said to myself, she is entertaining. I am entertained by what she's doing. I didn't see much of her in terms of in-ring before that time, but she's definitely going to go places. One half of Bliss Cross Applesauce, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Nikki Cross. Moving right along to pack number 3. These are opening pretty easily. Benefit of expediency. From January 28th, 2019, Baron Corbin defeating Kurt Angle from Raw. Next we have November 18th of 2018, Team Raw defeating Team SmackDown in the Men's Survivor Series match. And with this stimulus check that we'll be getting and then the severance from my last job, I might do a couple wrestling seminars here, just go on a big wrestling road trip. I've narrowed the possibilities down to a handful, like King of Trios, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. So who knows where that will take me, but I'm excited about that. But that's a moment from Survivor Series 2018. Next we have DX defeating the Brothers of Destruction from Super Showdown, I believe. Or no, Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel, the Saudi show, which saw Shawn Michaels come out of retirement to team with old buddy Triple H as DX against The Undertaker and Kane. Next we have Tony Nese defeating Cedric Alexander in the finals of the Cruiserweight Championship #1 Contenders Tournament, and that is on 205 Live. Next up, we got another holographic card, and it's also a Buddy Murphy card, this time focusing on him defeating Tozawa at Elimination Chamber, February 17th, 2019. And I have a sneaking suspicion as to why the Buddy Murphy cards may be holographic, because his entrance theme and then his Titantron, they're focused on bright colors, bright lights, pulsating lights, like when he teamed with Wesley Blake in NXT, that focused on it. So maybe that might be a reason. I'm not totally sure about that. Sorry, the bio was upside down, but that is another Buddy Murphy card. Another holographic Buddy Murphy card. Next, we have the Freak Lars Sullivan, who is conspicuous by his absence. Hopefully he'll return soon. Most people are kind of calling for his head based on comments he's made in the past, but maybe he'll get another shot at it. Maybe he'll come back stronger than ever. Who knows? But that is Lars Sullivan. Finally, for pack number 3, we have one half of Fire and Desire, Sonya Deville. Look like that tag team is no more after the Wrestlemania match between Dolph Ziggler and Otis. And the deception revealed, as Sonya Deville was the one that sent Otis those texts and deleted them as well, affecting their relationship greatly. But Otis got his peach in the end. But that's pack number 3, I do believe. Moving on to number 4. Next we have SmackDown from Christmas Day 2018. Mustafa Ali, or just Ali, defeating Andrade. Next, another moment-based card. This one so far has a lot of these moment-based ones and not too many of the basic superstar ones, but this, is the Usos defeating Miz and Shane McMahon for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship for the SmackDown subset. Next we have Kofi Kingston fighting through the gauntlet, March 19th of 2019. That's also on SmackDown. I do remember that. The start of Kofi Mania began that night. Next we have, from WrestleMania of last year, Kofi Kingston defeating Daniel Bryan to win the WWE Championship. And that was when Kofi Mania ran wild and was born on that night. Next up, we have AJ Styles defeating Samoa Joe in a no disqualification match from Super Showdown. Next up, we have The Fiend Bray Wyatt, a superstar base card, giving someone's sister Abigail, I believe that's Finn Balor, if I'm not mistaken, but that's The Fiend Bray Wyatt, the superstar base. Next, we have superstar base Cesaro, which he debuted the UFO the first time the WWE Universe had seen the UFO, basically an airplane spin with no hands. But he is supremely talented and one of those stalwarts that keeps trekking along, even though people say he's not being used right and all that other riffraff. Moving on to the next pack. Looks like I'm making good time here. Next we have Randy Orton defeating Big Show to qualify for the WWE World Cup. And that's from the SmackDown subset. Next we have the new Daniel Bryan defeating Mustafa Ali on SmackDown as well. Next we have Rey Mysterio defeating Andrade, or facing off with Andrade in a 2 out of 3 falls match from SmackDown. And recently that was a series of matches that a lot of people enjoyed. And again, those are two guys that, even though they haven't locked up quite as often in WWE, or only a small handful of times, they've been great matches, and you should go out of your way to see those as well. Speaking of Andrade, I keep hearing good things about Angel Garza's match with Lio Rush from NXT, so I'm going to check that one out. Next one is Samoa Joe winning the United States Championship on SmackDown. Next up we have the New Day going through the gauntlet for Kofi Kingston. The start of Kofi Mania began right there, and he had his brothers right by his side. Superstar base cards for Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. Those are the superstar base cards for this WrestleMania set so far. And let's see. We've got 5 packs to go, and then the pack with the Relic in it, so hopefully we can get this done in time. I might just do these for my digital camera, just for the future, just so that I'm not worried about running out of time. The streak ending for Hawkins and Ryder winning the tag titles at WrestleMania. This was a great moment. And they defeated the Revival, I believe, for those. Next we have Roman Reigns returning to WWE after his leukemia diagnosis, announcing he was in remission. That was a real tearjerker, a real feel-good moment for the big dog, Roman Reigns. Next, Robert Roode and Chad Gable defeating the Authors of Pain for the Raw Tag Team Championship. Two guys that really haven't found their footing still in WWE. Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, and Chad Gable, aka Shorty G. Hopefully he goes back to Chad Gable. Maybe he's gone back to Chad Gable already. I don't know. I recently ditched cable, so I haven't been able to keep up as much as I probably should with the WWE product. Next we have AOP defeating Seth Rollins for the Raw Tag Team Championship. That was when they were still seconded by Drake Maverick. And my phone's at 5%, so we'll see how this works out. Brock Lesnar defeating Strowman for the vacant Universal Championship. That's from Raw. Superstar base cards for Lacey Evans and Seth Rollins. That rounds out this pack. Let's see if we can make this work, folks. All right. Haven't run across those commemorative Hall of Fame cards yet, but we'll see what happens. A duplicate for Bryan and Ali for SmackDown. A duplicate for Rey and Andrade facing off. A duplicate, another duplicate for Samoa Joe winning the United States Championship. Duplicate for New Day going through the gauntlet for Kofi. And it looks like these holographic cards are not just restricted to Murphy. They are just, they might just be specific moments. But John Cena, Finn Balor, and Seth Rollins teaming up to win from Raw. And that's a holographic. Could be a holographic subset like with the Heritage and the Heritage Chrome subsets that are popping up. But we have Superstar base cards for Eric of the Viking Warriors as well as Jeff Hardy. Another guy we want to see in WWE action pretty soon. Alright, on to the next pack. And check my battery level here without messing stuff up. I'm at 4%, but I think we can make it. I think we can endure, YouTube. Next we have Buddy Murphy and Humberto Carrillo facing off for the 205 Live subset. Another guy producing great matches, Humberto Carrillo, Angel Garza, that whole family line. I'm sure Hector Garza of WCW fame would be proud. The Revival winning the Raw Tag Team Championships. Alright, we got, let's see, 17 minutes left. We can do this. I know we can do this. Next we got Roman Reigns defeating Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania. Another moment-based subset. Next we have a duplicate of Randy Orton defeating Big Show to qualify for the World Cup. Next we have another, let's see, Legends subset, another record subset. Shawn Michaels, the winningest superstar in WrestleMania history with 6 wins. I wonder who the most is, but our previous card contained Kane with 8 wins. There's the biographical information. 6 wins for Mr. WrestleMania. The main event, the icon, the showstopper, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And next we have superstar base cards for the Man Becky Lynch and Mustafa Ali, now known as Ali. And Mustafa Ali was another former WWE or current WWE superstar who appeared in Magnum Pro. There's a long list of those, it seems like. Many more to come, I'm sure. Let's see what the future holds for Magnum Pro in these uncertain times. Next we have Bobby Lashley defeating Finn Balor to become Intercontinental Champion. Another moment-based card. Next we have Finn Balor defeating Drew McIntyre at TLC. Next we have Brock Lesnar decimating Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman at Hell in a Cell. Next we have Tony Nese defeating Buddy Murphy for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Another holographic subset card this time. Seth Rollins challenging Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 35. That happened on Raw. Next we have Kevin Owens, Superstar base card, as well as the Superstar base card for Rey Mysterio. Moving right along to the last regular pack. And, okay, I've made a mess, it appears though, and I'm just trying to fish out the pack with the Relic in it. I know it's in here somewhere. Alright, I found it. Okay, we got one regular pack to go. 3% battery. Coming down to the home stretch, folks. Here's the last regular pack of this blaster box, and it contains Samoa Joe and Andrade defeating Rey Mysterio and Mustafa Ali. Next, the new Daniel Bryan retains the WWE Championship in Elimination Chamber. Next, AJ Styles defeating Randy Orton at last year's WrestleMania. Next, King Corbin defeating Rey Mysterio. Next, we have Triple H defeating Batista in a no-holds-barred match at WrestleMania. I enjoyed this match very much, being kind of the old-school Ruthless Aggression era fan that I am. And we've got Superstar base cards for Finn Balor and the Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. We got the Relic pack, or the exclusive pack here. Nice black finish on that. Let's see. Not going to keep this pack, but still looks nice. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, and it's right off the top, folks. Here's the Relic. This time it's the Miz Relic card. And let's see. This is numbered number 55 out of 199. An authentic matte Relic, piece of the matte card for the Miz. But that is our Relic card with the certificate of authenticity on the back. But we got a Relic card of the Miz. And we also have, oh, wouldn't you know it, those Hall of Fame cards you were looking for, they were in the special pack too. And these Hall of Fame cards include Honky Tonk Man, setting the record for the Intercontinental Championship reign, greatest Intercontinental Championship holder of all time. The Honky Tonk Man playing a tune for Heath Slater. And the Honky Tonk Man, once again, taking on Macho Man Randy Savage. These are the Hall of Fame exclusive cards that it mentioned on the box. And finally, if we have enough time, I know we can make it, and we will. The last card of this blaster box break is Rhythm and Blues. Honky Tonk Man and Greg the Hammer Valentine making their WWE debut. And that will do it for the WWE WrestleMania Topps 2020 blaster box break for this video here. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the comments section below. I'll give you more information on the Patreon as I get it and as I figure out the details. Once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for tuning in. Stay home. Stay safe. Stay connected. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you next time.